and welcome to ComHack. I'm Tim Jones.
And I'm Joshua Weiss.
And today we wanted to talk about medium as the message again, just because there's some more bits of it that I really enjoy. And so I was like, we got to talk about it again. So I wanted to talk about Marshall McLuhan in his theory talks about the changing of thought from linear over to more of a network type of thinking. And that comes from shifting from reading linearly to experiencing information coming at us at different angles and in different ways. And so it changes our perspective. At a very practical sense, if we look at reading and you're going from left to right, always in your communication, then that bleeds over into the other things that you do. So math is left to right, reading is left to right. The philosophers of the time, their logic was A plus B equals C. And a lot of our information came at us that way. But nowadays, we're scrolling through Facebook, we're scrolling through Twitter, and we're doing all these
Vertical, yeah.
Yeah, it's vertical. And so now we're seeing a big resurgence of flowcharts, taking information from the top and moving it down through a system. I see those all over the place on the internet. They're very popular now. I even sometimes will take notes in that way because it helps me see the information. And then I realized that that is the same visual aspect that I'm used to, is getting my information from up to down. And now it's shifted over to how we will take notes, how we will process information. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very much the case. Infographics they're almost always vertical in nature because it's a scroll approach on how you go through the content. I think you'll also notice in the same vein, before you used to watch or be able to think longer periods of time with content. You know, something that's coming at you online, you can listen longer. Attention spans have dramatically changed on how much people will retain in longer posts or in longer videos, and all of that, the length or not just length of a video, but length of text has changed in effectiveness as a result of social, because 140 characters with Twitter. That's really made a huge change. If you see somebody that posts a longer post on social, the likelihood of them having that read, engaged, shared, comment on, it's just not the same because we're thinking differently as a result of the mediums that we engage. You'll notice on videos, you used to have 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds on one clip before you could clip away from it. Now, if you have that long on one shot, it's almost a problem because our attention spans have changed. And you'll notice also the amount of things on a screen at the same time. The concept of multitasking and being able to do multiple things at once is more prevalent and more active. It's more common in our culture now. When we're looking through different things online, you'll notice that multitasking is taking place all the time because you've got more ads that you're seeing on the side, you've got more things trying to gain your attention, and how we apply that within our own website of things makes an impact now, because if your website or if your online platforms are too simplified, sure, your message is clearer on what you're trying to communicate, but people aren't as entertained or they're not able to, it's different. Mm-hmm. And so you see a little bit more gimmicky type things taking place on online platforms as a result of our thinking is different because the medium of social has changed the way we think.
Absolutely. And going to even that shifting away from linear thought, we see it even in the structure of the stories that we see now. So before, if we were to watch a movie or we were to read a story, it would start from beginning and end, and that would be the story. But now we see a lot of shows that will start at the end, or they'll start in the middle, or they will slowly reveal things in a series of flashbacks. And so you get this, it's not even a linear story, it's a story with a whole bunch of things going on. Again, to that multitasking thought, like a show like Game of Thrones or a show like Lost, there's all these subplots and all these stories that are going at the same time, and we can keep up with it now because our brains have been trained by doing all of these social medias and all these things at the same time. So
it's really difficult to try and attribute what's caused this down to one specific thing, but just think of the impact that the Star Wars movies have had on communication in general. The thought of starting in the future, telling the story as though it's the present, and then jumping back to the backstory that led to that it's like common thought now. That's not unusual at all, where you start in the future and jump back to the back. And I honestly think that some of that thought process, some of that way of communicating can be attributed to the Star Wars movies in general.
Absolutely.
We could probably talk about this whole concept of things for a very long time.
Yeah.
Why don't we take some time and give the viewers a chance to think through this. Come on back next time for more ComHack. You can also visit us at communicationhack.com. I'm Joshua Weiss. You can follow me at Joshua D. Weiss.
I'm Tim Jones. You can follow me on Instagram at @TLJonesy_.
We're going to be getting into stories, so I think you'll enjoy these future episodes.
Heck yes.